So Marvel's What If Season 1 is officially over, capped off with its finale story, What If the Watcher Broke His Oath. So be warned, there are spoilers afoot as I review the final episode in the batch. And just a reminder, these videos are made possible by my supporters on this platform, so if you do want to support me, be sure to hit that big, beautiful subscribe button. And be sure to check out the Patreon link in the description below. So the idea here wasn't terrible. The idea of each of these episodes building up to a multiversal battle, and these different little stories coming together was probably a better direction to take it than to just leave these stories alone. But the reason I say that is because most of these stories weren't that good. So what you have here is the culmination of a bunch of mediocre stories, but it's better than it would have been had they not rounded it off like this. So I guess it at least led to something in the end. So you've got these gimmicky little hybrid superheroes going up against infinity-powered Ultron. And they've been assembled by the Watcher, who basically buggers off as soon as he's assembled his Guardians of the Multiverse. The Guardians consist of Dark Doctor Strange, yay, I really enjoyed his story, Captain Carter, meh, Star-Lord T'Challa, meh, Party Thor, the Killmonger that killed Tony Stark and just, okay, yeah, that seems like a bad idea. The Gamora who killed Thanos, and wait, did I miss something there? And the post-apocalyptic Black Widow from Ultron's universe. And they all assemble to fight Ultron, or should I say, Doctor Strange fights Ultron and the rest just kind of tag along. Yeah, the majority of these characters don't really get much to do. It's a similar issue to what I've had with previous episodes. There's just not really much attention to detail. This script, once again, feels like a first draft. I guess at least they don't really cheapen anything that's come before like previous episodes have, so it's not terrible. So in the previous episode, we saw Ultron go absolutely ham with the Infinity Stones. In this one though, he's kind of nerfed. As a matter of fact, he barely uses the stones. I think the one stone that he uses is the Time Stone. So yeah, they really did fuck all with the infinity-powered Ultron. This might as well have just been normal Ultron, with the exception of just one scene. So yeah, there's a big old fight up until they run into apocalyptic Natasha, who then gives Ultron the, what's it called? The Animzola virus. And I was just kind of thinking, okay, like this plan of yours, you want to replace Ultron with a Nazi. Not a great plan. But fortunately, this knocks Ultron out just long enough for Killmonger to then get the Infinity Stones, and he wants to basically, I don't know, do whatever he wants to, whatever multiverse everyone is from. He just wants to heal the worlds that he comes from. And the other Guardian's like, no, that's a bad idea, don't do that. And this results in a fight between him and Animzola for the stones, and then Dark Strange seals it all in this one tiny little multiverse that he watches over for all eternity. Then all of the other Guardians go home, with the exception of apocalyptic Natasha. She's basically got no home to go to, as it was destroyed by Ultron. So the Watcher sends her to the universe where Black Widow died, and then Nick Fury immediately knows what's up. He's just like, yeah, okay, you're not from our universe, but you'll do. And it's like, I'm sorry, would he not immediately question like how Black Widow's back and stuff? How does he just know that this is a multiverse thing? They also have this whole bit where Black Widow confronts the Watcher and he's like, look, to you we're just stories, but we're real people. And it's like, yeah, no, these stories have felt so very well thought out so far, haven't they? They've really felt alive. I'm sorry, but the majority of these stories have been really poorly written, and have resulted in these gimmicky Avenger characters, or Guardians of the Multiverse, which I'll bet exist mainly to sell toys. And since they announced new What If Marvel Legend figures every episode, yeah, that kind of adds up. Overall, this episode of Marvel's What If is a half-baked conclusion to a bunch of half-baked ideas. There's fun to be had with it, it's entertaining enough, but the show can't seem to decide if it wants to be its own self-contained story where the writers are free to be completely creative, or something tied to the greater MCU's multiverse saga. Also, I'm sorry, did I miss something, or was it not confirmed that there'd be an episode devoted to Peter Parker becoming Hawkeye and Captain America becoming Spider-Man? Did those episodes get, like, shelved due to COVID-19 or something? Because I could swear those were confirmed. Now, I know what a lot of people are going to say, it is very similar to the What If comics, like it shares a lot of its problem with the comic books it's based off of, but I think when translating it into a TV series, they should do their best to make it the best it can be, and improve upon the source material where possible. But now we just end up with this. One of my commenters on last week's episode, Zinko, said it would have worked better if it was like a Star Wars Visions kind of thing, where they're strictly standalone stories where guest writers can come in and just go completely nuts with making these new stories. And I fully agree, that would have been so much better, and it would have really benefited from them not trying to tie it to a logical multiverse or the rule set of the multiverse so far in the MCU. You could call it something like Marvel's Other Worlds, where it doesn't depend on one thing changing, but you can just go ham with it. Have a universe where Iron Man is a tyrant, or Captain America works for Hydra, or yeah, Thanos is a good guy. But what we ended up with was gimmicky, half-baked ideas, adding up to a gimmicky, half-baked final battle. We do get an after credits in Peggy's universe where the Hydra Stomper is still alive. Yay. I don't give a fuck. Also, can we just talk about Captain Carter's dialogue in this? For starters, Hayley Atwell might be a great actress, but in this, I don't think she proves to be a good voice actress. Acting and voice acting are two very different things. Although, I'm not gonna hold this against her, because at the same time, her dialogue in this was incredibly clunky. The writers went down the road of her being the stereotype Brit, and there's that whole bit where she's getting sucked through the portal, and she's going, blimey, bollocks! And it's just like, okay, this is what we're doing. Also, I swear, Killmonger sits out the entire fight until his betrayal scene. He literally is only brought there for that one scene. And poor Star-Lord T'Challa gets fuck all to do. We see a bit of the follow-up to his story where Ego is destroying Peter Quill, but it's like that gets completely sideswiped for the Ultron story, so it's like, what's even the point? Also, the Marvel zombies make an appearance. Doctor Strange just throws a load of zombies at Ultron, and then we see Zombie Scarlet Witch and we think, oh, it's on now, but she does nothing. It's just literally a bunch of, oh, hey, that thing you remember from that other episode, that's here, and it's just not very good. So on a whole, Marvel's What If is something you can sit your kids down in front of. It's a bit more MCU for them to enjoy, I guess. And there are some enjoyable ideas in here, and like, yeah, it is pretty entertaining, but it just feels careless and like a bunch of missed opportunities. There's so much more that could have been done with this concept. And I think if they are going to do a season 2, they should definitely go more down the Star Wars Visions direction than this. But overall, it's alright. I think at some point, somewhere down the line, I'm going to do like an episode ranking of What If. But overall, yeah, it's just a bit of MCU junk food. It's one of the weaker versions of what this idea could have been, but it could have been worse all the same. Not bad, but definitely a weaker point for the MCU. Kinda worried about where this multiverse saga is heading now. So what do you guys think? If you enjoyed this video and you want to support more like it, be sure to hit that big, beautiful subscribe button. And of course, in the description below are links to different social media feeds, including the Patreon. If you're feeling extra generous like the following people, who are David 20 Covers, JK Strife, Marcus Ward, Sirius the Skeptic, Biotinarts, Mr. SP, Sergio, George is Lost, Legendary Ray Ray, Adam Myers, and Fayalan Schwarzentraub. Thank you guys, you are the best of the best, but as for the rest of you, thank you so much for watching guys, and have a great day.